up? It's your girl Montana with Modest Perfections. I just want to holler at y'all today, give y'all a word from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? This is a word of warning and not to be in fear, because God is not going to give us fear, but a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. Okay? Now, I don't normally get these types of messages. I was like, God, I don't even want to share this. Like, this is just not me. I'm not with the gloom and doom. But God was like, let them know that they are protected and they are safe. So there is comfort and peace, you know what I'm saying? And God, all you got to do is pray. So let me just tell y'all what happened. And God, I just thank you for wisdom, knowledge, revelation, understanding. I thank you for your angels. Thank you, Lord, for your Holy Spirit. Thank you for your Son, Christ. I just thank you, God, for just being present right now. And Lord, I thank you just for using me, because, like, y'all, I'm like, you want to use me? Like, this is how I be all the time. Whenever it's time for me to give a message directly from God, like, okay, y'all be doing these readings and stuff, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just because I be wanting to do it and the shit be fun. But, y'all notice I done laid back on them. But it's like, when I got to give a word from God, it's like, man, God, me though, like, I be feeling like Paul, the murderer, you know what I'm saying? How, when Paul had, you know, mess up all them Christians, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, or Moses, like, God, you really want to use me? But okay, whatever, I'm going to be obedient to God. I'm not going to hold it back no longer. So basically what happened was I had a dream a few nights ago. In the dream, I was like walking, like I was outside one minute and I'd be inside somebody's house. It was like I was just walking through. I can't explain it. It was almost like I was a ghost or something, because I was walking through walls. I was just walking through. I was in different environments constantly. But as I was going through each environment, everybody was like, oh my God, it's the Spirit of God. Oh my God, it's the Spirit of God. And I'm like, yo, I'm not the Spirit of God. The Spirit of God lives in all of us. I'm not the Spirit of God. But it was like, no, but you are the Spirit of God. You are the Spirit of God. And I'm like, no, the Spirit of God lives in all of us, right? So I'm steady walking through. And then all of a sudden I end up in the kitchen, okay? I get in the kitchen, and it was a refrigerator behind this dude. I remember that. But me and this dude, we square up like we about to start boxing with each other. Like, we literally squared up. Like, I literally put up my, you know what I'm saying, put my guard up and was like, took a stance like I was about to fight him. And I remember being tall in this dream. I could feel myself as a tall person in this dream. Okay? Now, there was a man that stood next to this dude, and I don't even know if the dude could see him or not. But the man stood next to the dude. He was like to my right, but to the dude's left. And he looked at me and he said, you ain't got to fight him. Let him fight him for you, right? So he was talking about the dude that was on my left. I didn't even see dude on my left. But I was like, all right, cool. So I turned around to leave. And when I turned around to leave, on the wall by the door, there was like a message on the wall. And everybody was like, what does it say? What does it say? What does it say? And I was like, and I was reading the message. Now, I don't remember everything that the message said. I specifically remember concert, and I specifically remember the 7th, right? So all of a sudden I woke up. Now, in the dream, the stuff that was on the wall, it was kind of like it had unscrambled or something. I can't explain to y'all. Like, this shit was so weird. You know what I mean? But I knew what it said. I read that shit clear as day, interpreted it. So I was like, I had done heard of it before. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know where it came from. So I was like, let me Google writing on the wall. I Googled it, and it was in Daniel. So I was like, okay, let me read the book of Daniel. Well, read where is that in Daniel. And it was in Daniel chapter 5. Mind you, in the book of, in this chapter, it specifically said that the king had seen a finger writing on the wall, right? And it scared him so bad that his knees, like his joints and stuff was giving out. Like, he was like terrified, turning colors. And so he called the astrologers down. He called the people that do the divination down. He called the magicians down. He called everybody down there. They could not tell him what this writing on the wall was, right? But they called, the lady was like, the lady heard what was going on. She was in the hallway. And she was like, don't worry. Don't fear. You're going to be all right. Get Daniel. Daniel has the spirit of the gods on him, right? I'm like, what? Okay, mind you, I'm reading this shit. I'm tripping. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Because in the dream, they kept saying, it's the spirit of God. It's the spirit of God. And I'm like, I'm saying, tell him I'm not the spirit of God. Spirit of God live in us. But in this chapter 5, Daniel, she like, he has the spirit of God, the spirit of the gods on him. So they go to get Daniel. Mind you, Daniel is over the astrologers and everybody. Daniel over all of them. So Daniel was like, they said, we're going to give you a purple robe and a gold necklace. I have a purple robe and I love gold. Yeah, y'all know me. I love gold jewelry. You know what I'm saying? Like, even my dates, I had to go back. Let me see. I had to go back and get gold for my dates. I love gold. You know what I'm saying? So Daniel was like, I don't need your gifts. I'm good on that. I can help you though. I'll tell you what it means. So basically, he broke down like, you know, how the kingdom was divided and what happened to dude, dad, and all that shit, just from the writing on the wall. So basically, it was like a warning. You know what I mean? He was just telling them what was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, you know. So I after I read it, I was like, yo, let me call my home. I know it was God now. I need to stop because I was about to say, I don't know what made me call her, but it was God. And normally I don't call people when I have dreams. Like, I might share it with somebody, but it's like I don't call them for insight or what you think about this. Because I be like, I just be like, just knowing what it means. And I had an idea that it was, you know, that it was a warning. But I just didn't know, like, I'm like, I don't know if I should really just, you know. So I hit my homegirl up, and she was like, Martina, girl, you need to, I'm going to go pray about it. She was like, but Martina, I love her voice. If y'all can hear how she talk, she has the most calmest, her voice really need to be used for radio or something. Like, her voice she would be a great hypnotist or something like that. Her voice is just, I just love the way she talk. I wish I could hear her sing. I know she could probably sing. I've never heard her sing, but I bet she can sing because her voice is just the way she talk. It's just a very unique voice. But anyway, she was like, you know, you just need to go sit before the Lord and journal that dream out and see what God say about it. I was like, all right. So I went and sat down, I prayed, and I wrote in my journal. And what I got from the dream was, it was a lot of different things I got from the dream. One of the things that God dealt with me about was stop holding back, because a lot of the times I be beating myself up like, God can't use me. I'm the worst person to use. Like, I really be feeling like that sometimes because I'm like, I'm not like all these religious people. I'm not in that box. I'm not a goody. You know, I'm just not that person. I'm a person, I do what I want to do. I like my freedom. I want to hear my trap music, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, like, I still have that connection to God. That's just something I cannot let go of. I can't forsake it. And there are times where I literally cut the whole world off just to be alone with God. So I'm just like, God, okay. So God was like, yeah, you need to just stop holding back. You're not allowing me to flow through you. I need full access to you. I was like, all right, God, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to go ahead and just be open. And then all of a sudden, there was more stuff in there for me. And then God, I was like, well, God, what was up with, what did this dream, what was the writing on the wall about? Because God was breaking down to me like what I was like, why was they calling me the Spirit of God? God explained it to me. God explained the other stuff to me. So I was like, well, okay, well, what's up with this concert? Because I remember the word concert being in the writing on the wall. And then I also remember the 7th of the month. Like the 7th was in there. So I'm like, yo, so God, like, what month is this going to be in? And what's gonna happen? Like, what's up? What do I need to tell? Like, what is it? What is the warning? So God basically was letting me know, tell the people to pray for their sons. Okay, there is going to be some type of beef, because the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. You know what I'm saying? He roams the earth seeking whom he may devour. The enemy sets traps up, but God, he gives us a warning. And this is not to speak anything bad into existence, because I refuse to do that. You know what I'm saying? It can be a shooting without a killing. And this is precisely why God wanted me to put this out there. And I'm just putting it out there now. God said, be in prayer for your children, especially your sons right now. There will be a shooting on June the 7th of this year. It will stem off from a concert. I don't know what concert that's going to be, but I don't know how that's going to happen. I didn't sit down and get that breakdown as far as a concert. Like if a concert going to happen in May, and then, something pop off at a concert and they be like, I'm going to get him when I see him. And then they end up trying to shoot at each other on June the 7th. But God was like, be in prayer for your children. Also, he said, especially your sons, I will protect them. So the enemy is going to try to stir up something, but God is going to diffuse it. Just be in prayer for your children. There's no need to be in fear, because God don't want us to be in fear. God needs us to pray right now, okay? Also, the other thing God was showing me was, he said to pray over your sons and daughters. He said to teach them to prophesy so that there may be edification. So if you haven't already taught your children how to do this, you know what I'm saying, you need to teach them. People say, oh, it's a gift, they gotta have a gift. No. You know what I'm saying? The Holy Spirit will teach you all things. And there is a gift of prophecy, but anybody can prophesy. How do they learn? You got to put the word in them. You know what I'm saying? Put the word in them and let them bring forth. My kids been prophesying since my son was probably about 3. My son was 3, and then he stopped for a while, and then he started back by the time he was around 7, and my daughter was about 4. So all you gotta do is sit down with your kids and we can do a workshop on it. It's nothing. And you ain't gotta be perfect, because ain't nothing perfect about me. Like I said, I'm just a normal person. I'm not normal. I take that back. I'm Montina. I am me. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I live without limitations. Okay, I live without walls. I literally just do what the fuck I want to do, and I don't care what anybody has to say about it, because at the end of the day, I don't owe any man nothing but love, and I owe my whole life to God. I don't owe my life to nobody but God. So I could care less about what anybody else got to say or think about me. You know what I mean? So, but teach your kids how to prophesy. God said to do that. I'm telling y'all, God said to do that. You know, he said, of all the gifts, you know what I'm saying, desire to prophesy. He said to desire to do that. Yeah, tongues, this and that, but desire, he was like, earnestly covet the spiritual gifts, but he wanted you to, he desired, he said that you need to desire to prophesy. In the last days, the Spirit should be poured out upon your sons and your daughters, and they shall prophesy, dream dreams, and have visions. You got to teach your kids this stuff, man. You ain't got to teach them religion, but you need to teach them the gifts of the Spirit. You need to teach them they need to be cultivated. You got to teach them how to access the Spirit that's on the inside of them. We can't just send these kids. People think the damn teacher's supposed to teach your kids everything, and they not. You don't send your kids, no. You got to teach your kids. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't even want to get into that, because I don't want to put nobody on the spot. But basically, look, me and my son, we be going at it. But when it come down to some spiritual, man, when it come down to like him telling me something that God done said or show him, I got to take his word for it, because I'm like, yeah, I know God used my son. God uses that. God using them. We get into it now. We get into it. I mean, like, We don't fight or nothing like that, but we know it's just his mouth. I just like, oh. But I know that, you know, me and him, we do see eye to eye when it come down to the spiritual things. You know what I'm saying? The spirit, the things of God. You know what I'm saying? God's ways and thoughts are higher than ours. You know what I'm saying? Don't even think about how old. Oh, my child ain't but so old. My child too young. My child don't want to do that. I don't give a damn what your child want to do. You don't force nothing on your kids. But just ask them, like, start off with a conversation like, you know, have you tapped into your spirit? Do you know what your spirit is? Like, just start having little conversations with them about that. And put on, like, a spiritual movie. It ain't got to be no, put on, like, the X-Men. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because X-Men spiritual is on. That's one of my favorites. I got this white wig. Like, I love the X-Men. That's one of my favorite. Like, I love the X-Men. But put on something like that and just ask them, like, do you not know you got spiritual power? Like, you have power. You know what I'm saying? That spiritual power translates into physical power. You have power. We got it. You just got to tap into it. And, like, start giving them apples every day. Just give them something to raise their vibrations every day. Start praying with them. Family that prays together stays together. If they don't want to pray with you, fine. Put it on your TV at night. They ain't got no choice but to hear that because they ain't going to turn your TV off because it's your house. So, I be doing all kind of stuff. I got all kind of strategies. And then my son or my daughter might come in here and they might be on another level. You know what I'm saying? Because of what I had to do. Like I said, I might turn on the prayers at night. Like, at one point, my daughter was like, Mama, she would ask me every night, Mama, can you put on Psalms 91? I play it every night on the TV. This when we was in Colorado. So, but at the point I'm making is God said, teach your sons and your daughters to prophesy. Teach that to your children. They need to know that because it's power of life and death in the tongue. They got power. They might actually be out somewhere and they may have to stop something from happening. They need to know how to stop it. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I would see stuff coming and I would pray so quick. I didn't know what I was doing. I just prayed because I would have a vision. I didn't understand these visions when I was a kid. When I was younger, when I was a teenager, I did not understand. I really thought I was like paranoid or some shit. I don't know. But I would have visions and then I would pray. Something would happen like that's in the vision that I would have. But the bad part that I would see, it would stop. Like, I'll never forget one time. My cousin, rest her soul, she's dead now. One night, we was about to go to the concert. It was shit. Okay, now look, y'all know this ain't nothing but God. I got chills right now. Oh my Lord. Okay, I just told y'all. Remember I said I heard the word concert. I saw the word concert when I read it writing on the wall. Okay, mind you, this was in December. I know I was like on a break or something. Was this in December? Anyway, I was on a break. I don't even know if it was December or like Thanksgiving break, something like that. I was home from college. She was home from college. And we was in the car. Like, we had them been smoking all night. You know, we had them been drinking. Back then, I used to drink gin straight with no ice. I used to drink vodka straight with no ice. Seagram's gin. I just used to drink. You know, because I was hurting so much as a young girl. I had a lot of pain. I have to do another video for that. I think I might have talked about my alcoholism issues. But I was drinking, and you know what I'm saying, we had some good ass weed. Mind you, my cousin's brother's girlfriend or wife, I think they might have been married at the time. I don't even know. It might have been like a secret wed. I think they might have been secretly married at the time. I don't know. Anyway, she kept saying, y'all, this, because the commercial kept coming on the TV at the room. We was all at the room. Commercial kept coming on, click it or ticket, click it or ticket. I'm like, man, yo, like, this shit was blowing my high. So she was like, y'all, do y'all think God trying to tell us something? I'm like, man, go ahead. I don't even want to hear that, man. Like, I wasn't even trying to hear that. I wasn't trying to hear that. And God was trying to use her to give us a message. Like, we really didn't have no business going on with it at night. I'm like, man, you about to blow my high. I don't want to hear that. I really don't want to hear that. And so she's like, I'm just saying, you know. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Nah, we straight. But the commercial kept coming on with the police arresting people for driving drunk and all that. So we was going to the Lil Jon and the East Side Boys concert. Because we had never seen Lil Jon in concert. We didn't have seen Pastor Troy, but we didn't see Lil Jon. And that was when that song, Be-a, Be-a, that was when that came out. So anyway, mind you, we on Pleasant Bird Drive. Anybody from South Carolina and Greenville know where it's at. We on Pleasant Bird Drive. We riding past the gas station. It was Pumpers at the time. As we're riding, mind you, we got a gun in the car. We got liquor in the car. We got weed. We ride past the Pumpers gas station. As soon as we ride by the Pumpers gas station, I instantly had a vision of a car accident. And I was like, oh God, please don't let us die in no accident tonight. Like I had a vision of the car accident happening. I saw fire trucks and ambulances and police. Like that fast. Now, where the accident happened at was not even a mile away, because as I finished that prayer up, we go down the hill, we go through a red light, we going straight a little bit. Next thing you know, a car shot out and hit us. Boom! You know what I'm saying? Now the dude that hit us, he passed out on the steering wheel. We thinking he dead. I really thought the boy was dead. I'm not kidding. Because he wasn't moving. I don't know if he was breathing. I don't know what. But I know the girl that was driving, she jumped out and ran. We had liquor all in the car. You know what I'm saying? Me and my cousin, we got out the car. We went to hide the weed. She called her mama. Her mama was fussing. But the whole time, you know what I was doing? Praying that whole time. Like, I'm talking about the whole time. I was praying so hard. Boy, I can't even tell y'all what I prayed. But I prayed so hard that we wasn't going to go to jail that night. I was like, God, don't let us go to jail. Because I just did not want to go to jail. Do you hear me? I'm like, oh my God. Like, all I could imagine was like us being in jumpsuits and getting locked up for life because we done killed this dude in this car. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what to think. So by the time we came back from hiding the weed, because this happened like right in front of the bowling alley area, like it's called Morgan Manor. It's a plaza right there, right before you get to that red light. The dude shot out of that plaza parking lot. I don't even know what he was even doing right there. But anyway, he shot out of there, and that's when he hit us. When we got back, like the girls that was in the car with him was crying, and I'm like, oh shit. Like by the time police there, you know what I'm saying? Police asking us questions. I'm like, shit, I don't know where she went. They asked me what a girl was that was driving. I'm like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't even want to talk to y'all. Because I was drunk and I didn't want them to smell the alcohol in my breath. So they was like, who had this, ladies? I was like, we did, you know. They poured out the liquor. They was like, you got somebody that can come get you? I was like, yeah. I called my mama. She came and got me and my cousin. And took my cousin home. My cousin was so scared. Oh my God, y'all. She was so scared, boy. She was like, y'all don't know my mama. Y'all don't know my mama. She was like, mind you, we like 19. But she was so terrified of what was going to happen. I'm like, your mama ain't going to do, like, it's over with now. Like, you know, we straight. But anyways, that was just an example of how God showed me that vision and how God allowed me to pray to stop something from happening. So that's what I mean as far as teaching your children to prophesy. Prayer should always pretty much be prophetic anyway. They should be speaking things that be not as though they were. They should be binding things up. They should be loosing things. They should be releasing things from heaven. They should be praying from heaven down, not from the earth up. You know what I'm saying? They need to understand all of it. So, that's what I mean by that. And at that time, like I said, I'm so thankful that God showed me that, because had I not prayed that prayer, you know what I'm saying? Now, if I would have been prophetically praying, I would have been saying something along, because what I prayed was, God, please don't let us die in a car accident tonight. But what I should have said was something along the lines of, I bind up any accidents right now. I dispatched the angels to escort us to our destination and to escort us safely home. I should have said something along those lines, but I didn't. You know, I was young. I was only like 19 at the time. But I wanted to share that with y'all. I know I kind of strayed off on a tangent, but just from God to even put that story in me to remind y'all, like to give y'all an example that started from a concert. And it's crazy because God didn't let me make it to the concert because I had it in my mind to fight somebody that I had been wanting to fight at that concert, but God didn't let me make it there. And had God let me make it to the concert, and I tell him what could have happened. So I had to get in that accident. See, everything be connected. This is what I'm talking about. But anyways, like I said, be praying for your sons. Be in prayer for your sons and your daughters. Teach them how to pray, how to prophesy, whatever. But especially about June the 7th, be in prayer, especially, you know what I'm saying? Just tell your children if they feel like they got to go somewhere, like, be praying over them, you know what I mean? Be praying. And I'm not talking about little children. I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm talking about grown-ass. This video is not bound by age. This can be like, you might have a 40-year-old son that still be like getting out there, 50 years old. Be praying over your son, because we don't know who this is for exactly. I just know God said pray for your sons. So I just give all the glory to God. I thank God for the angels that are going to be protecting us and protecting these children, protecting our sons and our daughters. God, we thank you that they escort us safely. And God, we thank you even on June the 6th that nobody will be hurt, God. The weapon can form, but it won't prosper. Glory be to God. So I love y'all. Y'all have a good evening.